Alright, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. Once again coming out to prophesy the downfall of America. Okay? And let you people know, people on the side, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that you're the real Israelites, right? You're the nation of Israel, according to the Bible. Okay? So before we get started, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Harakah Kudash, and double honors to our apostles and elders that rule well at Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere Akim, preaching this word in all truth and in sincerity. Okay, so hey, we're just out here preaching this word.
Another weekend.
Okay, another weekend. Alright, just doing what's required of us, man. Come out here, make our body a living sacrifice to proclaim the end. Okay, to let your so-called white people know, starting with your elite, that you're going into slavery. Okay, you Rothschilds, you DuPonts, you Gettys, Oppenheimers, Rockefellers. Okay, to let you know that you're going into slavery for all the rape, robbery, and murder you've done to these people on the side. Okay, for trespassing against us, our forefathers, which we are our forefathers. Okay, for turning this world upside down, destroying the creation of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's what we're out here doing. All right, proclaiming that there's going to be justice, comforting those that need to be comforted, which is the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay, because 2/3, they're comfortable in this fucking hell. All right. So here we are comforting the elect, which is a remnant. All right, a small number of the whole nation of Israel that's going to be saved, man. Okay? Hence the term, the remnant. Okay? You got something?
Hey, where's that scripture where it says for 3 transgressions a year? Was that an Amos?
I believe it's Ezekiel 20, or Amos, yeah, Amos, what? Khan. Yeah, this, Amos 1:11. Alright, Khan. Yeah, because you Edomites, you so-called white people, need to know that you're going to be judged, okay? Here it is, you've been living 500 plus years in rulership, man. Thinking you're not going to have to pay for putting these people in slavery, man. The apple of Yahweh Shai's eye, his chosen people, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? And you goddamn devils, okay, here it is, you oppressed us, you put your hand on us, and you think that you're going to go unpunished, man. Alright, but you will be punished for the atrocities against the real nation of Israel. Okay? Fuck you fake Jews in our land. Alright, they call themselves Jews and are not. You're the synagogue of Satan, man. You're the chief house. Alright? You're the head of the serpent, you so-called Jews. You fake Jews, man. Okay?
Starting with the elites.
Come, that's what I meant. Okay, because the elite of Esau is you so-called Jews, man, Amalek. And then there's an elite within the elite, which are the Rothschilds, all right, the so-called Illuminati. Okay? That's what we're prophesying against in America, Babylon, man. All right, and your whole Edomite structure, man. Your whole Edomite empire, man, which is falling before your eyes. Okay? This place is going to be destroyed, man. America, all you so-called white people are going into slavery. Okay? You got something?
This is Revelation 2:9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Yeah, talking to the real Israelites, man. He knows our tribulations. He knows our day-to-day struggles. He knows what we're going through. All right, because Jake, the real Israelites, is catching hell, man. We're still under the curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter. Okay, that he's going to make us the tail, and Esau and the other nation the head. Okay, that he will curse our basket, our store. Okay, Jay catching hell, man. All right, our people as a whole is catching hell. Okay, we ain't got no, what do you call it? No sure city, man. Okay, whatever we got, the goddamn devils try to take it away, just like Black Wall Street, man. Okay, you bomb the shit out of all the things we built up. Okay. Bomb it to hell and back. That's your so-called white people, man. Okay, you should be ashamed for all the atrocities you've done to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, but you're not going to because you're the most proud. But you're going to slavery, according to the Bible. Okay? Go ahead.
And this is Haggai 1 and 6, and then we'll jump back. You have sown much and bring in little.
Yeah, we work a lot, man. And we have little to show for it, man. Who do you think's working in these fields, man? So you fucking crackers and you other nations can eat so good. Because a lot of these foods they produce that are in these fields, these orchards, vineyards, they ship that shit to other countries, man. The cattle. Why do you think when you go to the store to buy meat, you don't say this beef was imported from South Africa. It was imported from China. It was imported from South America. Because the food that's produced here is shipped out. Satan. But all the food that is produced here, they sell it to these other countries as non-GMO. It's grass-fed. Then they import bullshit, man. Fake food. There was a video I showed brothers that Elon was making meat out of fucking like glue and rubber. And it looked just like meat, man, that you go buy at the supermarket. And that's why you have a Bashim Yahshua can destroy all the shit around here, man. Because of confusion. Okay? Because niggas riding around on motorcycles, man. Every week, every brother that's out there prophesying, there's a fucking siren. All kinds of commotion going on. Alright? When this word needs to be published, man. And it's just Satan, man. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushai defeated Satan, man. And we're going to overcome Satan, man.
That's how you know this is a wicked-ass time. You know, it tells you in the scriptures that the times we're living in is evil. Okay, when you went back to the ancient world, during like the time of Samuel was greatly feared among the nation of Israel. All right, when a prophet spoke, you know, everybody would listen. There wasn't nobody talking shit. Wasn't nobody saying nothing back. Because if you came up against a prophet, they would put you to death, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's in the law. It tells you not to do his prophets any harm and not to touch his anointing. You know.
Because the highest office in the nation of Israel, above a king, was a prophet. Prophets were above kings. That's why when Elijah went to go prophesy against that northern kingdom king, started with an A. He's like, I don't want to hear what he says because every time he prophesies against me, it's always bad. Ahaz?
Probably Ahaz.
Yeah. Because the prophets had the highest standing in all the nation of Israel. And then you had kings that were prophets, that are prophets, like King David, okay, Solomon. They were prophets as well. All right?
Yeah. And when you read, if you go back and you read in the book of Judges, it tells you every time that the Lord was going to do something, he would raise up judges, he would raise up leaders in Israel. You know, he would raise up prophets that would prophesy against the kingdoms that he was going to destroy. Right? And during the time of Judges, he would raise up judges to deliver Israel from the other nations that was round about and that was vexing them. And that's how you know we're at the end right now, because the Lord is raising up prophets and judges, man.
Yeah, scripture.
Because the judges and the Lord set us up as a nation of kings and priests, man. All right, we're in a priesthood under the order of Melchizedek, right? And so at one point Levites were the only ones that pertained to the priesthood, but now you're gonna have 144,000 kings and priests, man, and prophets. So that's like, you know, if you get when you play in chess, that's like a king and the queen. If you combine those pieces together, that's what you would get. The 144,000, man. You would get prophet kings, man, and priests, all rolled up into one person, man. You know, and that's a powerful thing. And you got so the judgment part of the job is to let the nation of Israel know what they're doing wrong, and guide them and teach them how to get right, what they're supposed to do. You know, get rid of all the idols out of their house. All right, start getting into the scriptures and start learning, man. You know, put away the ways of the heathen, put away the mentality of America. And on the prophet side of it, we're telling everybody what's about to happen. That America's going to be destroyed, that you're going to see violence, and you're going to see crimes increasing throughout America and throughout the whole world, you know, 100-fold.
This is Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 23. Verse 23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you.
That it may be well unto you. That's what we come out here and we tell them. You know, we come out here and we say, look, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what you're doing, what you're into is the wrong way. You ain't supposed to be into all these things that you're into, man. All right, you ain't supposed to be in this mentality, man. You ain't supposed to be following after Esau, the so-called white man. You know, not every Jake in the world is a bugged-out criminal, is a thug. There's a lot of Jakes that are established members of society, but they're going off too, man, because they're following after the ways of Esau, man. All right, they're in these corporate buildings, all right, kissing Esau's ass to get a raise, to get a promotion. You know, these people are hand in hand with the wicked. They don't understand who they are. They don't, you know, and that's part of being in the truth. That's the main thing about being in the truth, really, is knowing who you are and what your history is, so that you can understand the times that you're living in today.
Verse 24. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart.
Yeah, they walk in the counsel, the imagination of their evil heart. They're going to keep on doing what they're doing, man. All right? They're going to keep on following this fiat money, which there's nothing wrong with getting money. But if that's what you're about, okay, if you're not about serving Yahweh by Shimei Rashai, that's wicked, man. All right, that's a wicked thing, man. All right? And we come out here to tell you people, to tell you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Jakes, that you got to get with this program, man. Because we tell our people, look, you got to get with, you got to come into this knowledge and get this truth. Because look, the so-called white man, really Yahweh Shimei Shai, is going to judge the earth, and he's going to judge 2/3 of the nation of Israel. He's going to do it using the so-called white man. And a lot of Jakes, man, they can't comprehend it. They can't comprehend that the so-called white man is the devil and that he wants to kill you, Jakes. But that's the reality of it. And really, all these other nations are in league with Esau to destroy you, Jakes, man.
This is verse 20, continuing. And went backward and not forward, since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, daily, rising up early and sending them.
Yeah, daily, rising up early and sending them. You got all throughout the earth right now. You got videos going up constantly. You know, this is a daily thing, all right? You see videos going up every hour on the hour, man. All right, you can't keep up with the stream of videos that go through. You know, I'm subscribed to a lot of different channels. I got the bell hit on specific channels that I listen to frequently. All right, and I can't keep up with those channels that come on my feeds. You know, there's no way you can keep up with all the videos that are coming out. So it's a daily thing. And then week in and week out, every weekend we present our bodies as a living sacrifice out here in front of all these people. All right, to let you know that the so-called white man put the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans into slavery, all right, which are the actual Israelites. So that means that you're going to have to go into slavery next, just like you put these people into slavery. You got to go through it too now.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
That's plain, man. That's plainly written. That's plain upon a table right there. All right, there ain't no misunderstanding there. All right, if you can't comprehend that, that's because you bugged out, you blinded, man. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. All right, look, Jake went off from following after Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So the Lord used you other nations to put Jake into captivity. The Lord is just using you so-called white people to oppress Jake as a punishment for what the Israelites have done. But that doesn't mean that you're going to get away from your punishment, because you've oppressed the poor, because you've forsaken the poor and the needy. All right, because you've oppressed the fatherless, the widow, the stranger. All right, because you've oppressed Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and done wickedness to them, raped, robbed, and murdered them, stole their lands, killed them with the sword. All right, you're gonna have to be punished for everything that you've done. You don't get away just because the Lord used you to do it. That doesn't mean that you get a free pass, man.
God, it says, "And he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints."
Yeah, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. That's why the Lord is going to use these people to kill you so-called white people, man. When there's a race war, all right, all these so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are going to get together to murder you so-called white people. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I got that.
And then that's because the blood of a land cannot be cleansed but by the blood who shed it. That's why America is going to be completely destroyed off the face of the earth. All right, because the blood of this land is so deep, man. All right, this place can't be cleansed. It's got to just be annihilated. That's the cleansing.
This is Amos. Yes, and
And I also was going to say, ultimately, the nuclear missiles, which is going to destroy the majority of these so-called white people, the nuclear missiles are another way to repay that blood.
this is Amos chapter 9, verse 11. "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen."
Yeah, the tabernacle of David that has fallen is being raised up right now through the men that you see preaching the truth, man. All right, that are actually in these scriptures, that actually understand the scriptures and know what they're talking about. All right, are out here on the highways and the byways preaching. That's the tabernacle of David being built up.
"And close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up its ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old."
Yeah, because this is a spiritual building. All right, the Lord is closing up the breaches. He's bringing all the tribes back together. All right, 12,000 from each tribe. All right, and every one of the men that's a part of the 144,000 is a stone set in the temple, the building of the temple. And that's why it says in the scriptures that you are lively stones. All right, because this is a spiritual house that's being built up. Yahweh Shai being the chief cornerstone. All right, because the foundation is built upon the foundation of Yahweh Shai, man. And no other foundation can anybody lay. All right, that's why these other camps are gonna be destroyed, man. Because they're out here laying other foundations. They're not building off of the foundation of Yahweh Shai, man. And so because of that, you other camps that's out there, Sakari, IUIC, you know, GOCC, you guys are gonna be destroyed by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because you're going around teaching nonsense. You're not teaching the right things. You know, a lot of you guys get offended at the strangers of Israel, which that's wicked, man. It tells you not to oppress a stranger. But you're the same guys that was during the time of Peter. Peter got scared to eat with the strangers because the circumcision that didn't want to get with him. They didn't want to let him into the congregation. That's why Paul rebuked Peter.
Good. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this.
Yeah, so the Lord is gonna have it to where these people are going to possess the other nations. All right, because slavery is a thing in the Bible, and since these people went into slavery, now your people got to go into slavery. That's just the way it is, man. And look, the nation of Edom, they're going to be a possession, but then there's not going to be a remnant of Edom left after 1,000 years. So what's going to happen is that land's going to be forfeit. So we're going to possess that land because the nation of Edom is going to be completely destroyed after 1,000 years of slavery.
Good. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper.
Yeah, the plowman's gonna overtake the reaper, because you so-called white people, you've been reaping the benefits of Jake's labor, all right, since you put him into slavery, man. And to this day, you're still reaping the benefits of Jake's labor, man. That's why it says you sow much, but you bring in little, okay? Because all the luxuries that you have in America are being enjoyed off the back of somebody. Now, when you look at who's on the hardest positions in these different factories, in these warehouses, all right, in these different places like construction jobs, the hardest jobs that you can find in America are being worked by these people, man. And the rest of you people are just profiting off the back of that. All right? You're not giving them the proper hire for the labor that they're doing, man.
Good. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper.
Yeah, so we know who the plowmen are. I just explained who the plowmen are. Now the reaper is you other nations, chiefly you so-called white people, man. You Edomites, you're the reapers. And so the ones that's doing all this labor is going to say, fuck this, and it's going to start rebelling against your system, man, and putting you other nations to death, all right? You're going to get tired of working all this and then constantly being oppressed and constantly being denied a place in America, man. Because that's what Jake really wants, all right? Jake wants to have equal place in America among the so-called white people, man. But that's never going to happen. And when they realize this, they're going to fight against you, man. And they're going to overtake you, all right? They're going to go through and they're going to be killing you other nations, all right? They're going to be spoiling your houses, spoiling your businesses, burning them down, all right? Putting you to death, taking your women and your children. That's what these people are going to do to your people, man. You can smile and laugh like it's a funny thing, but it ain't going to be so funny when it happens.
God, it says, and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them.
Yeah, the heathen are going to build the waste cities, man. Because what it means by bringing back the captivity, it means that the Lord is going to take away the captivity of Israel, all right? And that's going to start with the elect. Because 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to have to die because they are not of Israel, all right? You're not an Israelite if you ain't doing the things that an Israelite's supposed to be doing, man. If you ain't following the commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, which the main commandment is to preach his word, man, to preach the gospel. So if you're not doing that as an Israelite man, that means you have no part in the inheritance.
Good.
And when you start, you got to finish. So even if you are preaching the word, if you're preaching the wrong things, you're not going to make it. And if you don't finish the work, you're not going to make it. Because what you start, you got to finish it.
It says, and I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled out of their land, which I gave them, saith the Lord power, the Lord thy power.
Yeah. So that means that Israel is going to be placed back in their land. They're going to get all that land that was promised to them and more, all right? Because you are the nations, you have your inheritances, okay? You have your different lands that the Lord gave you by lot. All right, the nation of Israel is going to actually gain everything, man, because it tells you in the scriptures that the Lord made the world for Israel's sake.
Yeah, good. This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 4. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
Yeah, the things are passed away. This rulership is going to be destroyed. It tells you the heavens are going to melt with fervent heat. All right. So this kingdom is going to be destroyed. The old covenant is done away with. The new covenant is that the Lord is going to put the law, statutes, commandments in the nation of Israel's inward part. So they're never going to die. They're never going to slip. They're never going to fall. All right, they're never going to transgress. They're never going to sin. Why? Because that's the new covenant. That's what Yahweh Shai died for. Is to wash away the sins of the elect and to seal that covenant, that promise that the Most High made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Man. And so the wages of sin is death, according to Romans 6:23. So if you can never sin, that means you can never die.
Yeah, girl. I believe it's Romans 6:26. Wages of sin being death.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Romans 6:23. It says, "For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahweh Shai Mashiach, our Lord."
Yeah, the grace of Yahweh Shai, that's the gift. All right, the gift of faith. All right, the gift of salvation, being part of the elect.
I said by
All right, that's the gift of Yahweh Shai, man, which is eternal life. All right, because that means that you're sealed in that new covenant. So that means you're going to get a new body, because it tells you in the scriptures, "Behold a mystery, we shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye." Okay, and the mystery of that is that the elect, they're going to be changed. They're going to be given a new heart, man. They're going to be given a new body, because it tells you in 1 Corinthians 15 that you're going to be given a new body, man. Because the corruptible has to put off corruption and put on the incorruption.
Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 15. It says, let's see. Verse 15.
These are the real Israelites.
Chapter 15.
The ones that you put into slavery, that's where you're going.
Verse 51.
Are you a certain religion?
It says, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed."
We shall not all sleep. Not all of us are going to die, but we're all going to be changed. Go ahead.
"In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed."
Yeah, because we're dead, man. All right? We're in these dead bodies, man. Oh, yeah, hey, you're going into slavery, just to let you know. Under these people. Under these people.
Do you have a list of these?
Oh, that's the list right there.
Okay.
There's 12 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 12 tribes. And you're going to go into slavery underneath them. Read that again, Brother Michelle.
Sir, are you hungry?
No, but do you have a
It
couple
says,
bucks?
"Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be
Yeah,
changed.
Saturday, Sunday.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible."
Yeah, so we shall not all sleep. Not all of the elect are going to die, but all of the elect are going to be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, okay? When the last trump sounds, that means nuclear missiles are going to be shot off in the air, man. All right, there's going to be nuclear bombs coming to America. And before those nukes hit, the Lord is going to change our bodies and deliver us into chariots to get us out of here, man. What you people call UFOs. They're going to swoop down real low. A lot of people are going to die of heart attacks and die of fear when they come down. The elect are going to be taken up in those chariots, man. The elect are going to be taken up in those so-called UFOs while everybody else is left here to be destroyed. And the ones of the elect that actually did die, they're already going to be up there, man. The chariots ain't even going to need to lift them up, because they're already going to be there. Because the Lord's going to raise the dead first. Okay, the actual dead. You got something?
Yes. Back in here. It says, "For this corruptible must put on incorruption."
Yeah, this corruptible has to put on incorruption, because we're subject to sin, man. All right, we're subject to going on. Spirits mess with us in these bodies. All right, demons can mess with us. Satan can mess with us in these bodies because we're incorruptible bodies, man. All right, these bodies they deteriorate, they die. All right, they get old, they decay. Okay, they change form, they change shape due to the lifestyle that you live. Okay, you get fat, you get scrawny. Okay, you lose muscle, you can gain muscle. All right, and it's not at your whim.